I'm Adrian, the cruise and travel guy, and Princess has just cancelled the inaugural sailing of their brand new Sun Princess, which means I am not going on the Sun Princess. This morning, shortly before 6 a.m, I received an email from Princess Cruises that was directed to travel agents, informing them and myself that the inaugural Sun Princess sailing, scheduled for the 8th of February from Barcelona, was cancelled. My booking was obviously amongst those, so I hadn't really announced it. I had sort of mentioned it here and there, but I was planning to board the Sun Princess on the 8th of February from Barcelona on the Maiden cruise. When I saw the email, I think my initial reaction was just a little bit of shock. My heart kind of stopped. And then I kind of realized what it was saying. That sounds dramatic, I realized that, but this trip was a really big build-up for me, and I'll explain why in just a few moments. Of course, I empathize with everyone that was booked on this cruise. It's not just about the cruise, it's about everything else that surrounds it. There were a lot of plans that went in place to make this trip happen, and a lot of decisions that were made months ago in order to make this trip happen. Princess's official explanation reads, "Our dedicated teams have been working tirelessly in collaboration with our shipyard partners at Fincantieri to ensure the completion of the revolutionary Sun Princess. However, despite everyone's best efforts, Fincantieri and Princess have mutually agreed to delay delivery of the ship, which unfortunately requires us to cancel the inaugural cruise scheduled for February 8th. And on the part of what Princess is doing or offering, they have offered obviously a full refund, which will be arriving within about 3 weeks, and then a 50% future cruise credit that can be put towards a future Princess cruise, which is fine. I don't really care about that. But this is probably my favorite part. Furthermore, we understand that changes to your air travel plans may be necessary. To ease this process, we are prepared to provide you with up to $200 per guest to cover change fees related to your flights. To cancel, my airfares will cost $360 per person, so that's already not quite right, but we'll cover that later. It was a big start to 2024 with Icon of the Seas, Royal Caribbean's brand new ship, launching in just a couple of days' time, and then Sun Princess launching, Princess's first brand new ship in a few years, but also their first new class of ship in maybe 10, 12 years. So it was a big deal, and I had to make a decision as to which cruise experience I would be covering. And after reassessing or assessing everything that was in place and all of the details, I did come to the conclusion that the Sun Princess would be the one to cover. Wrong choice. I took into consideration the cost of the trip. Icon of the Seas is quite expensive, and for me, this is all part of my business. So spending $20,000 for 2 people to travel is a big deal. So doing that really has to come with, a lot of consideration to everything surrounding that, including from Australia, flights, hotels, and all the rest of it. We do have a big way to travel to get to overseas ports, so it all sort of comes into consideration. I also looked at my viewer demographics, and a lot of you really resonate well with the Princess product, so I was very excited essentially to choose Sun Princess as the experience that I would be covering at the beginning of this year, but of course that will no longer be the case. Part of the decision-making process for me, once that decision was made, was making all of the preparations to make sure that I could bring you a ship tour of Sun Princess as quickly as possible. And to that end, I've already spent weeks preparing the ship tour. I have gone through the deck plans, I've done research, I have written a script, I have organized my footage categories, I've already put deck plans in place visually so that when I got on board, I was already planning on spending most of that trip filming and editing and uploading the ship tour so that I could get that to you as soon as possible, and that obviously will not be happening. So yes, it does feel like a punch in the guts, and it is what it is, but it's upsetting. Of course, I am disappointed, and I feel equally disappointed for everyone that had made plans to board the inaugural sailing. The question still remains whether she will be ready for the 18th of February sailing, which is scheduled, the next scheduled cruise after the 8th of February. So basically, Sun Princess was operating 10-day Mediterranean cruises from Barcelona to Rome and then back again, is what I understand. So people that were booked on the 8th Had no opportunity to book on the 18th or later cruises because upon checking this morning, they're pretty much all waitlisted, because that's obviously the first thing that I did, was to see if I could move the cruise to a later date, but that won't be possible in this case. Likewise, I thought, well, let's have a look at Icon of the Seas and see what's going on over there. But as you can imagine, she is mostly booked up for the next few months. And the rooms that are available on some of the cruises that are coming up, if there is availability, it's very slim. And if it's there, it's very expensive. I think I saw one cruise had only suites available, which would set us back about $30-something thousand just for 2 people for a week. And that's not happening. I think ultimately I'm just a little bit numb still. I'm trying to work out what to do next. I understand this is not the be all and end all. It's a cruise. But for me, it wasn't about the cruise or the holiday. It was really about the business experience for me. I'm trying to bring you content that is more relevant, more global, and that was part of my endeavors for this year. So to have that opportunity taken away feels like a bit of a punch in the guts, and I'm trying to work out exactly what to do next. I don't know that anything that I can choose now, A, within such a short period of time, but B, I don't think there's anything that will match what would have been this experience that I could bring you. So I just don't know what to do at this stage. I will actually spend some time looking at my travel insurance policy to see if cancellation by a cruise line is a defined event, because that's not something that I've ever really investigated. So that's what I'll be doing next. I will be having a look to see if there's anything else that comes up that is a possibility in the next couple of weeks, but I just don't think that there will be. After having to cancel Celebrity Edge media cruise in December as well because I was sick, this is the second business opportunity, I will call it, that has been plucked from my cold little hands. So anyway, it is what it is. I am very grateful, by the way, for all of your kind comments and messages. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Again, it's a holiday, it's a cruise, it's a business thing, sure, but it's not the be all and end all. There's a lot more going on in the world, but this is a cruise channel. So if you're here watching this, it's about cruising. Anyway, my head's all over the place. I'm just going to work out what to do next. It may be nothing. We'll see. We'll see. If you are interested in booking a cruise, you can head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguy.com.au, and give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram at The Cruise and Travel Guy, where you can follow me staying at home. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Thanks so much for watching.